Salmon.
Make it the sweetest that I've ever seen. Dum 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 dum. Okay, let's see it.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hello.
Hi.
Abrams number 2 video coming. But first, Lucas.
Yeah, we for the hardcores that followed the video to the end last time, listened to our nonsensical ramblings for the full however many minutes that was on the one wheel video, the GT video.
Yeah, oh yeah, the last one, yeah.
The last one, we had a little mention of chip flavors, and we went off on this conversation about different Canadian chips and how they go from country to country. And we said we'd potentially give a little swag bag to someone who commented at the end about their favorite flavors, or if, I don't know, we don't even know what
I can't remember, we said just comment.
Just like to comment about something with chips and give us your favorite flavors and whatnot. And we have a winner. So hailing from our neighbors out east of Sweden, pretty, it's like the
northeast,
the European Canadians pretty much.
Yeah.
Is Christian Granqvist.
That's a very Sweden name.
Yeah, Christian Granqvist says, "Man, did I get hungry watching this?" Laughing eyes emoji. Those chip flavors sound awesome. In Sweden, we have sour cream and onion for the most part, but our candy is not bad. Might be snack time now after all. Thanks for the great content, guys. Smiley face. Emoji. Christian, we're sending you a swag bag, man. If you watch this.
Yeah, and Sweden, by the way, has great candy. Have you been to the IKEA bulk section? I've stocked up on the candy there. It's so good, and maybe it's not even real Swedish candy because it's
like,
IKEA.
If that's good, imagine that's like going to like a Canadian memorabilia store in freaking Turkey or something. It's probably not the same.
Canadians love Swedes, especially us in Vancouver, because the Vancouver Canucks, we're always full of Swedes. Sedin brothers, and we got tons of Swedes on our team. But anyways, we're digressing.
We're sending a package out to you with some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
we're gonna go nuts on it, and
we hope you like it. We hope it gets across customs. We'll have to make sure it gets to you.
Yeah, we're gonna label it as like promotional materials or something. I don't know. We have to look into the law of sending food items from Canada to Sweden, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it to you. We'll DM you after this, and for everyone else, like and subscribe. Watch through, because we're going to be giving away some pretty cool stuff. What should we do for this video?
I don't know. You know what? Just comment. What would you like to win? Now, don't go too big because we're going to give an Abrams away next month. Oh. So don't be like, I want to win a Veteran Sherman. But comment what you'd like to win. We'll give away a prize randomly.
Yeah.
So,
as you can see, we're sending chips and probably chocolate bars and candy
Canadian
to Christian Lundqvist. It can be anything. So I don't care if you want a cool sewing kit or a crocheted basket. I don't know. Perhaps
you name it, and maybe we'll get it for you.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Throw some things down. Like, subscribe. If you're liked and subscribed, hit that little bell notification too. Just because why not?
Yeah, we realize we keep forgetting to ask you guys to
until the very end. You can watch a video. You can see Bradley again. Be like look up. Oh, like and subscribe. So,
yes.
Yeah. Anyways,
let's get on to it.
Yeah.
Abrams number 2. Well, Abrams video number 2.
Yeah.
First off, I have ridden a couple hundred kilometers now on the Abrams. I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
A good way for me to tell if I like a wheel or not is which one am I taking home after a day at work. I have 15 options to take home.
Cue the B-roll of the rolling shot of all the ECs. I don't know.
Yeah, and I keep taking home the Abrams. It's just, I don't know. I can't describe why I love it. It's really wide, which shout out Doug and Albert who wrote it. They did a bunch of stress tests with me, which we're going to go over in a little bit. But it's in a category of its own. I can't put it in the same category as a Monster, other than the fact that it's really big. It rides different than every other wheel. It's just a different beast altogether. If you're a big human, you might like it, but I'm 175 pounds, and I'm not. I still love it. The more I ride it, the more I love it, and it's just super stable. You can tell the build quality is amazing. But you guys already knew that from the last video for the most part about build quality. I just wanted to say, reiterate how much I love it now that I've ridden it more as well.
The love has grown.
The stress tests are pretty impressive, I'd say. We'll get into that in a sec. We went to, shout out Doug and Albert again, but we went up to Burnaby Mountain by Simon Fraser University, SFU, and we took it through some trails, and we went up this hill called Cardiac Hill.
AKA the Canadian Overheat
I
Hill,
guess
or whatever it's called.
It's more so, it's so steep that people often spin out, and if you spin out and you fall off, it's almost impossible to get back going again because the hill's so steep. The first time I ever did it, it was on my V11, like a couple months into riding, and I actually couldn't make it. And the group chat made bets if I could make it this time. 2 people said I couldn't. But screw you guys, because I made it. I made it. I was on the Sherman this time, and I made it on the Sherman. Doug was on the Abrams, and Albert was on the Commander High Speed. We'll go over the test in a bit, but I also wanted to say the emergency braking and turning is actually impressive because you know those days where you're out for a ride or maybe a drive and you're like constantly having close calls? Well, I had that day the other day. I was riding from work here. First of all, pedestrian looks the wrong way before he crosses and then steps right in front of me. Luckily, I had enough time to swerve out of the way. And then I had two cars blindly take right turns without shoulder checking to see if anyone was in the bike lane.
Typical.
We had the big green thing.
Yeah.
Important tip, never assume a car sees you. I always kind of, if I see a car and they're braking and they don't even have a signal on yet, I still assume they might turn.
Assume they want to kill you. It's like they're trying to hit you.
I had enough time to slam on the brakes essentially and dodge 2 right turn drivers.
Yeah.
They didn't see me. So I was really impressed with emergency braking and turning, and I didn't go over the braking last video. The braking is really impressive. For the size of this wheel, I am really, really impressed with how good the brakes are.
And just to like further that point, don't forget, Bradley's not a big guy. He's 6 foot, 6'1", 170?
Oh yeah, I just lost 5 pounds. Runs, baby.
Whatever. Like 160 something, 6'1", not a huge human, and this wheel is just about 100 pounds, probably as wet as it's been.
Yeah, well, with the rain,
wet, 100 pounds.
It's 100 pounds.
And that he's still talking about how quick it breaks. I'm, similar height, 40 pounds, 30, 40 pounds more. And that acceleration, and of course, just through sheer physics, is even better. So yeah. I think the heavier you get beyond that, and of course, being a better rider, it just gets better and better and better.
Yeah, that being said, it might not be for everyone. It is a very wide stance, and if you are really short, and it might just be too wide for you.
Unless you love sitting.
Unless you like sitting, it's your new favorite sitting wheel.
Seated
rider. Anyways, we did a speed test, a hill climb test, some off-roading, and we also did an overheat test. And Doug and Albert actually have this really cool technique I learned about, and I think we talked briefly last video, that they do this pendulum test, and Doug just continues to pendulum back and forth to heat up the wheels much quicker. And we did that as well. So let's start with the speed test.
I was going to say, what were the results? But let's
Doug is one of the best riders in Canada. Yeah, he's one of the best.
It's insane.
And we got him to do a speed test, although he didn't want to do a speed test in his first 5 minutes of the wheel, so we had to warm up to it, and we ended up riding, I don't know, probably like 15 kilometers before he did the first test, so we drained a bit of battery. First time he attempted to go as fast as he could with the stretch of road we were on, he hit 70 kilometers an hour with no beeps. Later on, near the end of the ride, he was maybe at like 65% battery, 65, 70%, and he hit 72 kilometers an hour with beeps.
Oh.
Yeah. And we also did a free spin test. As many people know this already, the free spin is 96 kilometers an hour, and it started beeping at 80 kilometers an hour when it was free spinning. So kind of similar to the RS speed.
Yep.
Anyway. And he still could have gone faster. It beeped at 72 kilometers an hour, probably because we drained some battery. He wants to do it again when he's got a full battery, now that he's more comfortable with the wheel, but we didn't expect him to do as fast as he could first 5 minutes on the wheel with a fresh battery. We weren't gonna push it that much, but it definitely can go faster. And this is a torque-tuned wheel. It's really not a speed wheel, but it still obviously is impressively fast. We did off-road and hill climbs. I gotta say, this was the most fun I've had in a long time. I haven't ridden with friends in a long time.
Footage. Oh, it was so intense.
It's foggy, it was wet. It was sloshy, wet, slippery, but it was, you know what, it's been raining so much here, like buckets.
Last 24 hours, Guess right now in your head, how many inches do you think it rained in the last 24 hours where we are? 8 inches.
8 inches, 200 millimeters, maybe even more now.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's been dumping buckets, which is why this video took a little while to stop. It's rained every single day, but we found a little pocket of dryness on Friday, and so we were able to do a test. Anyways, the tests were a little bit trickier too because it's such steep hills and it's like wet leaves all over the place, and it was slippery and wet, but it still went well.
Yep.
Doug was on the Abrams, and he is the best rider, so you got to put that into account with this.
Yep.
We went up a first hill, and I didn't make it up a hill in the Sherman. I didn't have enough speed going up it. I just underestimated how steep it was, and I didn't get enough speed, and halfway up, I spun out.
Womp.
And the Abrams actually didn't spin out, or not the Abrams, the Commander high speed that Albert was riding didn't spin out, but it overheated. It started beeping, and it turned off on him halfway up.
Yeah.
And then the Abrams blew past us.
Yeah.
He cruised up that hill effortlessly, and I was like, "Is it Doug or is it the wheel?" Like, because that was damn impressive.
Here's my question, and I don't want to take away from the Abrams, but just for some external factors that a lot of people watching this won't know unless you're really close to the local Vancouver community. The guy who was on the Commander is probably 2 Dougs. He's probably almost twice the size.
Oh, he's heavier. Yeah,
he's a lot heavier than him, and he was on the high speed, not the high torque.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, will the continuation of those, so like the combination of those 2 factors, how much do you think it attributed to that?
So Albert was riding the Sherman this summer, about 30-degree heat.
Okay, yeah,
but a little
completely different. Yeah.
Conversion right there.
Yeah. Down there.
not in front of the neon.
I keep putting the conversion. You'll see me point like crazy, and I'll point right over the sign where you can't see, and he's like, "Lucas, stop doing that."
Anyway, he burnt out his controller in the summer, and it's because he's a heavier guy, and he was going up the exact same hill, so he burnt out the controller, and so. But the Commanders do have overheat issues. Marty did a great video, and mod you can do to let it cool a little bit better. I'm sure that torque version would have fared a little bit better.
Still probably.
Anyways, we went up a second hill. The second hill is actually the one that Albert fried his controller on, the Sherman this summer on. But the Abrams again cruised up, no issues. This is the one that everyone voted on me whether or not I could make it. I was determined to make it.
Give me an arm steepness.
It's just very gradual and steady. It goes from this to like this to like this.
Okay.
It's kind of like just various.
But it gets steep.
It gets steep. Yeah. It gets to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I'm really bad at judging measurements, but nonetheless, some people can't make it up. Some wheels can't make it up.
Okay.
So, and it's you just gotta like make sure you're not spitting out. It's a technical. You gotta like work to
distribute that weight. It's like slab climbing.
So, the second hill. The Commander overheats about halfway up again. Sherman made it up, and the Abrams again cruised up, no issues whatsoever. And we actually did temperature. So the temperature readings on the first hill, the Sherman was 46 degrees, the Commander was 79 degrees, and the Abrams was only 43 degrees Celsius. Now the second hill, I'll probably spew them out of my mouth every time.
Yeah.
The Sherman was, on the second hill, was 48 degrees Celsius, so it did heat up a little bit more than the first hill. The Commander was also 79 degrees Celsius on the second hill when it overheated, and the Abrams was only 43 again on the second, longer, more sustained hill.
48, 79, 43.
43. Abrams was 43 in the first hill and 43 degrees Celsius on the second hill.
Dang.
Which tells me that heat sink works.
Yeah.
And it does a really good job. And that thing has torque. Like, it moved him up the wheel. So no, this isn't like a technical trail off-road where you're like jumping roots and stuff, because it's a big boy, but it can take you off on gravel roads, steep hills, no problem. Which
Better
is
than the Commander.
Very surprising. I did not expect this. I expected
by
Monster
a
Pro
landslide
style,
too, you know?
Yeah, by a landslide.
That's not even like it was close, but so, it's like, crushed them.
That 3,500 watt motor worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Then we did overheat tests with the penduluming back at the shop.
Yeah, these are interesting statistics.
These are, I got graphs I'll post it up over our faces or something. But the Sherman took 6 minutes to reach 70 degrees Celsius with the pendulum test.
Yeah.
The Commander took 3 minutes, only 3 minutes, to reach 70 degrees Celsius. And the Abrams took 14 minutes to reach 70 degrees Celsius. But it took the longest because the heat sink was heat soaked,
Yeah.
and it took the longest to cool, and we had it cooling indoors. If
Yeah.
you were riding, you're actually going to cool it off a lot quicker.
Right.
But you're not going to worry about the Abrams overheating. In fact, Marty, don't bother doing the overheat hill test.
You know he still will.
You
It's
still
like,
do.
all
Please
right,
do.
guys,
It's fun
cool.
watching them.
Yeah.
But it will make it up overheat hill. It
Yeah.
will, for sure. It's super powerful, and its heat dissipation works extremely well.
Yeah.
So, man, is that all we went ready to cruise through
We
all
went
those
deep.
specs.
We went deep. Maybe retouch on your kind of further musings on the range.
Oh,
Because I know
the
range is a lot
test.
really important to people.
Duh.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding
You're
me.
welcome, yeah.
I forgot to put it on our
Yeah,
notes.
well, here we go. For those who stuck around.
So it's not quite as good as the Veteran Sherman, which, as you know, based on the battery watt hours, it's to be expected, but it fared a lot better than I thought. I went over 100 kilometers, exactly 100 kilometers before I got the tilt back in cold weather.
Yeah.
And this is me riding fast, between 40 to 50 kilometers an hour on all straight stretches for the most part.
Yep.
I'm riding that thing about the same speed as I would ride the Sherman, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
I find myself closer to 40 when I ride the Sherman.
It's
Just-
probably because, I don't know.
I feel way more stable on the Abrams when I'm at 50 kilometers an hour. I don't even realize I'm going 50.
Yeah.
But the Sherman, I can still realize it, especially when I'm going over more bumpy areas.
Yeah.
But so 100 kilometers. The second time I did the range test, I got a little bit more. I think it was like 106. If this was summertime, I would be confident that I'd be getting at least 120 kilometers.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Probably more, man.
Maybe
I don't
more,
know, like
maybe
14
more.
kilometers more. It's cold out here right now. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to start. I don't want to give you another number. 'cause
It's
you have
all
to-
good.
It's probably like
7 degrees Celsius right now.
with wind chill, probably like 3 degrees Celsius, that in Fahrenheit.
At night,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. But even like riding, anyways, it's pretty freaking cold for a battery, for a lithium-ion battery. They're I think 25 degrees is like the optimal temperature for lithium-ion
Yeah,
batteries.
so it's definitely colder. You're losing 20 to 30%
Losing
range.
some
maybe.
range, man.
But range, if you want to go 100 kilometers, it's not that bad. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'm not a scientist or electrical engineer or anything, but maybe the bigger, more powerful motor just is more efficient at speed. Because when
Bigger
you're
wheel too, right?
and bigger wheel. When
Less
you're
rolling
going
resistance.
40 kilometers, 50 kilometers an hour, it doesn't feel like that motor's working very hard. Once you get up to speed, it just feels like you're just gliding around.
Yeah.
It's like effortless.
Like you're on train tracks. It's insane. I thought that feeling was, pinnacle train track feeling with the Sherman.
Yeah.
These things on, everything's good. Sound check.
Well, folks. Oops. The heck is that?
I don't know. Some things are breaking.
Anyway, check your batteries, craters.
Yeah.
Check your battery before you start a video. Oops. I don't even know where we let off.
We had some good stuff that came, and then
I think it was around where we're talking about the speed, or the when you're up to speed, it doesn't seem like the motor's working very hard.
Yep.
I can't remember if I talked about how damn waterproof the thing is.
Yeah.
It is very waterproof.
extremely. We don't want to say waterproof, water resistant.
Yeah, I never like using the word proof, but it surprisingly performed well in the rain.
Yep.
I have been riding in these torrential downpours
Every day.
and it's been totally fine.
Yeah. Thanks to what kind of jacket?
Thanks to my lazy rolling jacket,
Yeah.
and I wear these KTM rain motorcycle pants.
Yeah,
which
we got to
works
do like
great.
a gear video, something
Definitely,
like that. Talk
our
about what
favorite
each of us
gear.
wear. For me, it's just Fox elbow pads, knee pads, tank top.
You fair weather rider.
Yeah, whatever.
I feel like we just said all this stuff before, so it
I'm
feels
like trying to
unnatural.
say it.
It's like we're on a script now.
I know, it's odd.
Anyway, I think that covers it. I hope we didn't miss much. But
For the people that stayed at the end, we got a little extra stuff for you.
yes, watch the end of our videos, because at the end of every video, I know half of you might just skip to the end.
Yeah.
If we're boring you too much, but we're going to, this time we're going to give you a little teaser, a little taste.
Sneak peek.
I was speaking with the InMotion CEO, and
And what did they say?
I can't say. But what I will say is their next product is going to blow people's minds.
Wow, very ambiguous. Okay, the next product.
It's something that no other company has done yet before. Yeah, I'm blown away, kind of scared. It's ambitious.
Very not in motion.
Very not in motion.
But they're forging a new path, it seems.
Yeah.
aggressively.
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 And not only just they're doing a bunch of things in their scooter lineup too. And they told me I can't say anything, so I'm not saying anything specifically. But man, this V is gonna. I'm not even gonna do it. Not even gonna do it.
We'll beat through that.
Anyways, it's something that no one else done before. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
We are going to get a sample probably earlier than anyone else. I'm thinking. They at least told me. I'm working with their marketing department right now, so hopefully we can do one of these style videos for you for the V. You know what it's going to be. What's the number after 12?
Yeah.
You know,
11, 12. I mean, that part isn't really crazy leak or anything.
No, it's definitely
the naming
not.
is pretty straightforward, but the one step up in number does not dictate just a small step in what's happening.
It's very impressive. As soon as I'm allowed to say more, I will. So keep following the channel, like and subscribe.
It's called the V100. Yeah. Honestly, it's insane.
Hey.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. Stay at the end of our videos. We'll always have a little sneak peek. Maybe it's an extra prize for people to listen to the end.
Yeah, sometimes big. I mean, I think we let the cat out of the bag that we're giving away an Abrams pretty soon
next month.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for the Abrams giveaway.
Christmas gift.
Let us know what you want to win this time. It could be
anything.
I don't know, a pair of shoes.
A collection of cool, I don't know, a package of Pokemon cards. I don't know, something else, a clip-on tie, whatever.
Yeah, and then we'll think of something creative to give you guys next time.
But only if you like, comment, subscribe, and
push the little bell dealy.
Bell notifications. We can't tell if you do. I don't know, but we'll be able.
Then you know when we release a new video. So,
exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Yeah. I'm really sad because our last take before the battery ran out was so much better than this.
It's okay. This is still good.
It's still good. It's still good. I just hope I didn't forget anything that we talked about.
I think we covered it all. Maybe we'll make an amendment or something if the time comes. But
yeah, nonetheless, I love the Abrams. I love you guys. Lucas,
be well. Peace be with you.